Welcome to Liquid Courage, candid conversations that give you an inside look into Canada's entertainment industry. I'm your host, Amanda Pereira. Every episode, I sit down with ridiculously talented folks from right here in Canada. And with some liquid courage, I ask the questions we're all dying to know. From career wins to total faceplants, hilarious missteps to surprising breakthroughs, and behind-the-scenes tips you can actually use. These chats remind us we're all just figuring it out. So why not do it together? Today I sit down with Paige Evans and we sip on some matcha tea together. Paige is an actor, writer, and creator based out of Toronto who is not only killing it on screen, but she's building a community online along the way. She's won multiple Best Actress awards around the world, had a film premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival, and in her commitment to share what it's really like to pursue an acting career, she has built an amazing community online of 1.6 million followers on TikTok. You might recognize her from Sorry About the Demon on Shudder, Something You Said Last Night on CBC Gem, or her new series, Revival, streaming on Sci-Fi, Crave, and Peacock. If during this conversation you hear something referenced, like a TV show or a podcast that we say is amazing and you want to check it out, don't worry, I got you covered. Check the episode description and I've linked everything there for you. Paige, I'm so excited to talk to you today. I have felt like a kid today. Oh. And also you picked matcha, which is so special. It allowed me, I bought this little mug. I was in Japan the end of last year and bought this little mug and bought matcha, and you gave me a reason to use it. And it's so, yours is iced. That looks good.
Mine's iced. It's just because I was a little hot. But if it's in the morning, it's always hot.
Always hot.
I like a hotter drink. Preferred to ice.
Were you always matcha, like never coffee?
I'm both. So my go-to is a flat white. Love a flat white. But if
because you get both things. You get a tea and a coffee, right?
Flat white is just espresso.
No, you don't. Oh, wait, it is? Wait, what's the one that's like black tea as espresso? Oh, London Fog. I think I'm thinking of a London Fog.
I haven't dabbled in a London Fog, so I can't yay or nay it, but I'm sure it's fine. But a chai tea, is that similar to a London Fog?
You know what? I want to say no, only because my mom really loves chai teas. Well, actually, I'm not going to nay that. They're both teas with milk.
Yeah,
they're just different teas. So yes. So what's a flat white?
A flat white is very similar to a cappuccino, but it's more milk than foam. So it's, instead of it being all foamy, it's just like velvety and perfect.
And what's the difference between like a flat? Sorry, now I'm like interviewing you as if you're like, I have Paige the barista here. What's the difference between a flat white and a latte? Yep.
Yeah. See, incredible question.
Such a good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. I've never been asked that one before.
I'm so surprised. I'm going through your filmography and I'm like, why would nobody ever ask you that? Actually, you know what? I do remember, and this makes me sound like a creep, but I have been doing my research. I do remember, I think you were like in a video giving good news to your dad maybe, and your dad was like, well, you don't have to have your barista career. Yeah. And I did think like, oh, did you ever work as a barista?
I worked as a hostess for 4 years. I've been working since I was 12. So I've had like job, never a barista. I've never dabbled there.
Me either. But wonder.
Now I'm like, maybe. Every time the winter comes around, I'm like, yeah, I think it's time.
I know, inside near warmth. I know.
And I can wear really cute outfits.
Oh, and they always have the little apron. See, I would be very like Rachel Green. Like I grew, but I try and be better. I'm too people pleasery. I would like learn how to be the best barista just so the manager likes me or something.
But you have great energy. You'd be very welcoming to all the customers.
Oh, Paige, thank you. You know, that's something with my therapist I'm trying is to not be so welcoming. Like to try and just be.
Oh, interesting. Be more present or be more what?
Be more not trying to caretake everybody all the time. Because I'm not caretaking them. I'm just assuming what they need and then taking care of those needs. But anyway, I went into a therapy session and I was saying to my therapist, like, I was watching this show and couples therapy. I don't know if you've seen couple.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Paige, I'm going to send it to you after. It's so good. It's so good. It's like a documentary show. I'm not going to call it reality TV. It is not, where real couples have real couples therapy with this
and they
beautiful therapist. Yes, they film it and you follow them through the whole season, the same couples. It's incredible. The courage and the vulnerability and the authenticity of these couples like blows my mind. But some of them come into the therapy session and the therapist will ask them a question and they're like, that's a stupid question. I hate that. I don't feel like being here today. And I said to my therapist, I could never imagine. And she's like, you couldn't imagine showing up as you are? And I was like, okay, girl, hold on a second.
Whoa.
No, I could not, because you need to be emotionally taken care of, even though I'm paying you. Anyway, so
what is couples therapy on? What streaming
Crave.
service? Love Crave. Canada, shout out.
Canada. It's so good. So
Okay,
so
must
so
watch.
good. So good.
Thanks for the rec.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so I want to give people some context into sort of how you came into acting, mostly just so that you don't have to say the same thing that you always have to say in interviews. But with that said, please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this because I welcome it. I would love it. Okay, so you started acting when you were like 12. You did classes and camps and you had an agent and you would go out for like the odd audition, like maybe once a month or so. But I love your face right now. You're so sweet.
You know. Okay.
I don't want you to have to say this all the time. And no shame. Anyway, okay, now I'm caretaking people who might not even be listening. The other freaking podcasters. Why am I doing that? Okay. But because you were also like huge sports girly and because you were playing sports all the time, especially volleyball, you weren't really watching like movies or TV. I can't even look at you when I'm saying this. You weren't really watching movies or TV and you didn't know that like being an actor could be a career. You thought like auditioning, like going to auditions was what being an actor was, which is also amazing and adorable. And honestly, 12-year-old you was right because that is mostly what being an actor is going on auditions. But then when you were in grade 12, you realized that this could actually be a career. A drama teacher was like, Paige, not only can you do this, but I think you should. And also like caveat, you were like full in volleyball, like scholarship to college, gonna go, ready to go, and then suffered like an injury that took you out of volleyball and now full identity change, being like, okay, nope, gonna go into film and television. So, or acting, because you also love theater. Don't wanna shame that. Okay, so don't want to close any doors. So when you decided to pursue acting in the 12th grade, or maybe you decided later, like, I'm gonna actually do this, what did you imagine that life would be like? Like, were you looking to other people's careers? Were you imagining that it was like, I'm going to be on set every single day? Like, what did you picture?
Yeah, great question. First of all, that's so I'm like tearing up. That's so kind that you even like took the time to get interested in my like upbringing in this. Like it's so kind. Like
oh, Paige, that's my job. You deserve that if you're going to come on here and give your time.
But that's so sweet, and thank you for doing that because that's my story, and you know my story, and like it's so cool that something that happened to me, you know, like it's just thank you for doing that. That's very kind.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Okay, when I went into it, it wasn't delusion, it wasn't anything. When I went to college and like the first week of it, I was just like, I'm the best. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like I'm the best and I'm going to succeed. And I knew I was like, I'm good. And then I got humbled by the industry. But I think having that just like, and I don't know where it came from. It wasn't like I succeeded a whole lot in the industry as a younger kid. So I don't know where this confidence in my talent came from, but when I was studying it, I just knew that I was open and I knew that my soul was open and I was receptive to any critiques, any criticism. I just took it with a grain of salt instead of being like, they're coming for my person, they're coming for my character, my inner. I took it as like, I'm going to shape it and become a better actor and not make it too personal to me. So I really just opened like every single chakra in my body. And I was like just open and receptive for 2 years. And then I became an actual actor in the real world. And then I was like, oh, I don't think I'm good anymore. Wait, what?
Oh, no.
And so, yeah. And I've been trying to, I think I was just younger and then I didn't have the pressure of continuing this as a career as I do now. So now it's a little bit more like, am I still good? Like, so yeah.
I know. God, no, I truly, I feel like every quarter I'm like, all right, are we going to evaluate? But I always come up like, well, what else would I do? Like, this is the thing. This is it's like, yeah. Well, when you started, like when you graduated school, and I know while you were in your college program, they kind of like dissuaded people from getting agents while you were growing and working on your craft. And then when you graduated, you were looking for an agent. And I understand the previous agent, like, wasn't a great match. We, no more with them. We move on. But when you were finding an agent, you were saying like, and I feel like this resonates with so many people who are starting out or just coming into this and like wanting to find an agent, is that it's so hard to find an agent when you don't have any experience, but it is really hard to get experience or get safe experience without an agent. Like, it's sort of the chicken or the egg in a way. Of course, there's things you can do, but what do you wish you knew back then when you were trying to find an agent that you know now? Like, what advice do you wish you would have received then?
Yeah, another incredible question. Great question.
You're so nice.
Great. I love it. That you have to showcase what you can do. It's not just like, here's my resume, pick me, choose me, love me. It's very much like, you have something that they need. So you have to have that mentality going into it. So I was like, I had my demo, which everybody, whenever you're submitting, you have to create some kind of portfolio, some kind of demo reel to showcase what you can do separate from everybody else in the industry. Like, highlight what's going to separate you from everybody. So my first demo reel, it was just things that I had from college, and they really perfected it. And it wasn't anything to like win awards at, but yeah, my first agency, I went in with the mentality of I need them. So I was a desperate little like, please, like, I'll do anything. And it didn't work out. But now and when I was resubmitting maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I went through like a whole new, okay, I'm going to sign with a different agent. So I went through everything again from the beginning, but this time I had things on my resume. And then I came in with the mentality of like, this is a partnership at the end of the day. And so the questions that I was asking, which I also think as a new actor that's coming into the industry, have a list of questions for the agent. And you can ask like this very specific questions. Is there anybody on your roster that has the same look as me? Like all those, when I started going into my second agency hunt, I created a list of questions that were personal to the agent that I was asking. Like, I remember I would be like, what is your movie that you watched as a kid that got you into the industry? Or what is something this year that you feel that you accomplished that's been on like your vision board or something like that? So it's very specific to the person that I got to know the human outside of the business, because I want to know that I'm partnering with a really good human, not a really good business person, but still at the same time, both. So yeah.
I feel like that also just resonate. Like, that's because I'm thinking of like what I would wish I would have asked my agents. And it also like really aligns with just what I know of you. Obviously there's many, many things that I don't know about you, but just, I'm like, yeah, I feel like soul is so important to you. And movies, like anytime I hear you talking about movies, it's like geeking out over movies. Like, what movie brought you in? Manifesting is such a big deal for you, like being specific and intentional about goals. So it makes me laugh because I was like, one thing I wish I would have asked when I was interviewing with agents is like, what's your communication? Like, I'm very big on communication. So what's your communication style? For a lot of agents, the first and maybe only time you're going to meet them in person is going to be when you sign with them, or you sign with them and then you find out, oh, they are not great over email, or like they are going to call you for everything, or like finding out how they are with giving feedback, getting feedback. Are they going to watch your tapes? Like, those kind of things are really important to me. So I think that's such valuable advice of like, find things that are specific to the agent as a person, and also things that are specific to you as a person, what you need. Because you're right, it is a two-way interview. Even if they're your only agent you're interviewing, it's a two-way interview. Like, being single is better than being in a relationship that you hate. So it's better. It ends up being better that way. And yeah.
Yeah. If you go into it thinking you're Meryl Streep, then who knows what's going to happen,
Who
but if you
knows?
go in it, be like, I'm a nobody. And then they can feel that, they can sense that. So just
Yeah.
pretend that
Yeah.
you're somebody.
Yeah.
And then they'll feel that.
Act like you're
Exactly.
somebody.
Exactly.
So for auditioning, I'm just gonna, for some people who don't know, so auditioning can be in person. Oftentimes now it's self-tapes, which essentially just means that an actor is filming their own audition at home, setting up lights, editing it, filming it, choosing the take, essentially being the director, sending it in. We
Everything.
are a full short film. So we're setting that in. And with self-tapes, we end up wearing a lot of hats, like all of that. And I'm curious because I feel like I've learned some things. What have you learned about your acting as a result of like filming and editing your own auditions?
Yes.
We learned so much. Like,
I really perfected the self-tape. So much so that I got so comfortable being in here.
Oh.
And I went to set the last fall, and I had no idea how to be in my body because I've been so used to this.
To just like collarbone up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Cause in self-tapes, it's collarbone up basically.
Yeah.
Like chest up. Like you're not really, legs are never being shown.
No. So I don't know what my kneecaps are doing. That's none of my business.
They forget how to act sometimes. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. My heel doesn't know. So I go there and then the director is like, you have to put it in your body. And I'm like, oh my God, how do I do that? I forgot how to do that, but I'm a self-tape actor. So I fully had to like rediscover my body going back into set because I was so comfortable with the self-tapes.
Oh.
So what I've learned about my acting is my kneecaps really have to get used to action. Like I have to learn how to be back in my body and not feel like I'm overdoing it.
Oh yeah.
So that's still a discovery.
That's the killer. Me. That is because you can feel like, oh, I overacted. And then you watch it, you're like, no, I didn't. Or like more often I feel like I've underacted and I watch it and I'm like, no, that's completely natural. That's a human being. Like you didn't under. That's actually so surprising to me, Paige, because like, again, I only know the on phone, like obviously I know that I don't know all parts of you, but I just feel like you are a person who is so in their body, like dancing to warm up, meditating before self-tapes, like just and honestly, any like the self-tapes that you share online, I just feel like you're so present in your body. As I'm saying that, I'm aware that it's a self-tape. So you are chest up. But I would have expected those kneecaps are working hard when I'm watching that.
Thank you.
So I would not.
I'm very, as a person too, I get very like fixated. So when I'm in conversation, I'm very like locked in. So I find that sometimes I'm just like staring while I'm listening. And then I watch it back and I'm like, girl, blink.
Oh yeah, because then you're like, this character's not a serial killer. Like we gotta blink sometimes. I know. I noticed that I lift my chin like way higher than needs to be done.
That could be a power move.
It could be a power move. It 100% could be a power move. I'm going to use it for my powerful characters. It is a little bit like I get distracted because I feel like they can look up my nostrils. Like I don't know. And I'm not doing it intentionally. That's the thing is I want to be clocking these things that I'm doing habitually or maybe protectively or whatever and shift those. So yeah, I noticed that I like, so now I'll be like, oh, lower that, get it down, lower that thing. Just in my self-tape setup. I don't know elsewhere.
Nostrils down.
But nostrils down. But it's so hard. It's like so hard to know. Like I remember you shared this TikTok that I saved and laughed out loud to myself and wanted to cry. You were like, I'm going to forget, but you were like basically joking. You're like, I just did a self-tape and like, did I know what the tone of it was? No. Am I too tall? Probably. I have no idea. It is it's crazy. We talked about this a little bit before coming on, but like the lack of feedback that you get in this industry. You send a self-tape. My friends, like my loved ones who aren't in the industry will say, oh, so when do you hear back? And I'm like, when they're finished filming, not even when they start, when they finish, like you don't get any of that feedback. It is crazy making. How do you deal with like the lack of feedback and all of the silence that comes along with auditioning?
I internalize a lot. I still don't know how to process that. Like, I know every single time I hit submit on a tape, I'm like, God damn, I'm a fucking star. Every time I submit
Love
it.
that energy. I love that.
I watch it, I rewatch it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't understand why is nobody else obsessed with me? Like, I'm freaking out. And then I'm on such a high from myself, and then it leads me to the silence that is just a part of it. And I've learned the silence doesn't mean that I'm a terrible actor at all. Not booking it doesn't mean that I'm a terrible actor at all. It truly just means that it was not my time, and that's so fine. So I want silence. I want to be on set. I want all of these things, but I don't want something that's not truly meant for me. So I've shaped my mindset to be a little bit like that. But even currently at this state, I submitted a tape yesterday morning that I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, why haven't they called me?
Oh,
it's been a day. It's been a day.
It's been a day. No, it's so I'm on hold for something, and I'm like checking, but I'm like, I have to, but I'm like refreshing my email. Okay. Hold on. I do want to ask. So, okay, when you are submitting something, because I'm about to get into this and I'm curious for you. Do you allow yourself, like, what is your process? Are you like, okay, forget it. It never happened. Move on to the next. Are you like picturing like manifesting and picturing your life as if you book this gig? Like, where are you on that spectrum?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
When I first receive it, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then I do it and I'm like, so it's like,
I'm in love with it and it's fate and I want it, and it's totally.
And then like, wait, you want to see something absolutely wild?
Yes, I do.
So this is my tape from yesterday. All of my crystals are on.
Stop. Crystals on your script. Oh,
I'm a
love.
witch.
No, oh my God. Do you see in the background? I literally have them set up like for our recording.
Oh my gosh.
I have
You're
to.
obsessed with us.
Have
Wait,
to.
Tell us about your on hold. This is a massive thing.
Oh, so I'm on hold for something. It was something, I filmed a self-tape. It was so funny. Yeah, I filmed a self-tape and I looked at it and I was like, I like this take, but I look so tired in all the takes. It wasn't the take. It was me. I was tired. I looked the most tired I have looked in a very long time on tape. And I was like,
hard on yourself.
Oh, it's true. I mean, I did ask my partner. I was like, do I look tired? And they were like, a little. And I'm like, okay, fair. And I thought, for this specific project and role and everything, tired doesn't really work. But I was like, listen, my acting's great. I could get a nap before. I'm going to send it. I can't do anything about me looking tired. I had already tried with some makeup. But similar to you, when I have more makeup on, I feel less confident about myself.
You know that about me.
Paige, I do my research. I must know that about you. Yes. So I was like, listen, basically, like, there's no solving this problem. This is not a problem to be solved. We're just going to send it. And then, of course, and I texted my friend after, and she was like, that's the one that you're going to get. So I'm on hold for it. And this is my problem, is like, I try and just forget and move on. And it's very helpful when you have another audition. Like, that's great to focus on. But then, which I had another audition that was like a big project and I really wanted it. So I was able to dive into that one. But as soon as I sent that one off, like every moment I'm just refreshing my email, or I wake up and like, today's the day I'm going to find out that I booked it. And it's like, my partner was like, okay, let's not, don't get too ahead of yourself. And I get it, because they don't want me to like fall and have my heart break. But I'm also like, no, I want to just fall deeply. And I said, we're already there. Yeah. I want to fall deeply in love and I want to just experience heartbreak, and I will be on the couch crying if I don't get it, and I'll feel crappy about myself. But the swings, how do we not ride that roller coaster? Like, what do we?
You have to learn how to just hold on, because it really is the high and low, and managing the right in between is what everybody strives for. And I understand everybody's like, you just have to like manage it. I ride high and low.
Yeah.
I don't know how to manage it yet.
I don't know how to either. I don't know. Like, and I'm not great. I'm getting better, but I'm not great at like the rejection part. Like, finding out, if I find out that I don't get the thing, whatever it is, I'm not great at it. And especially, you actually shared some of this, like, especially in this industry when you're acting, and often it will come down to how you look or how you speak or how you come across. And it's not because how you look or come across is negative. It's just not right for the project, or
Mhm.
it's actually like too similar to somebody they've already booked or things like that. But you shared about like in self tapes, often it can be hard not to focus on your insecurities, or if you don't book something, how your brain almost is like, oh, well, it's because you're too blank or you're not blank enough, or you look like this, you don't look like this. How are you with navigating like rejection these days after like booking some really wonderful like milestone things in your career? How are you now with it? Has it made it better?
Well, thank you for saying that. I don't think
Absolutely.
I'm anywhere near where I'm meant to be. So I'm always like, I just feel like I'm not doing enough. And even though I'm
Oh,
doing enough, but it's that. Um, hmm. How am I with that? Yeah, it is. It's beautifully painful. I'll
mm,
put it like that. Like I I'm aware of my worth now, and it took me a long time to get here.
mm,
So now whenever I get any form of a no, I totally am aware that rejection is just redirection. I totally get
mm,
that, and I've come to terms with that. Now putting myself in shoes that things I've auditioned for that I've wanted so badly, I wouldn't have brought the right thing because it wasn't my time. And I think
mm,
about like auditions that I've really wanted because they were quote unquote big and they would have been like career changing and all these things. And I like visualize myself on that set and I am not ready. I know that
mm,
I am not ready for that. And when I was filming Revival this past in the fall, it was the biggest thing that I've done. It was the
mm,
biggest set that I've been on. And even that, I had a really hard time navigating it because I've been so used to my world of indies,
mm,
that coming to a set that has cameras on cranes and multiple cameras and big sets like that, it really took me a second to adjust. So with rejection now, I don't intertwine it with my insecurities as I once did. I once
mm,
used to be like, well, I didn't book it because they saw my acne. And like and I would ride that wave.
mhm,
I'm like, oh, I didn't book it because I was on my period that week and I looked a bit like bigger than usual. Like all of these things that we tell, like it's the little voice up in here that's like constantly pulling us down and like showcasing our insecurities.
mhm,
But our insecurities is what makes us so fucking beautiful. Like when I see somebody else that has acne on screen, I'm like, oh my God,
mhm,
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like I feel so seen with it
mhm,
that I'm like, then why am I being like, oh my God, I didn't book it because I had acne? No, you didn't book it because it was not yours to begin with.
mm,
So
mhm,
I've had to change my mindset in rejection time and time and time again. But I still, whenever that deadline article comes out and they show who booked it, it's still
mm,
heartbreak for me every single time. But it's usually because like when it goes to a Canadian or when it goes to somebody that I know personally, that's a massive win and I don't
mm,
care.
mm.
But it's never usually that case. It's
Yeah,
always usually an American. So it's heartbreaking for me and it's heartbreaking for Canada, I think,
yeah,
when
yeah,
I see that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, there's so many things in there. One thing that that are juicy that I want to talk about. I mean, there's so many things in there. Like, what does that even mean? Um, Something my therapist said to me like a while back is I was sharing like an insecurity of, like you said, those voices of, oh, you're like, for me, it was like, oh, I was bullied a lot for my nose growing up or whatever, or you feel whatever. You feel all these things that like are not aligned with like the beauty standards, capital B. You know what I mean? And I said it and she asked me like, "Oh, whose voice is that?" And my default was like, "Well, it's mine." She's like, "It doesn't sound like you when you say it. Like, who is that?" And just now when I think something really crappy about myself or just negative about myself, I ask like, "Am I thinking that? Because that's something I'd like to change and grow." And shift away from or shift into something else? Or like, is that the 6th grade dude who said like my teeth are fucked up? Or is that like the 10-year-old dude who said I was fat in the 5th grade? And like adult awesome Amanda is like letting him live in my head for like decades. And that's been really, really helpful for me because I don't want anybody else like taking up space in my brain. Like I waste so much time like trying to please people who truly, I couldn't even find that 10-year-old dude on Facebook now, or on Facebook. Am I even on? I don't even know if I'm on Facebook. Like I couldn't even find them now to be like, hey, do you like my weight? Do you like my teeth? Like I couldn't even find them now. Why am I trying to please these people who are like not even in my life and who I don't care about? But it is so hard to let go of. Like those things are so sticky, those voices.
Yeah. So how do you change it and not be like, I'm using their voice negatively to be like, okay, I'm going to use how they made me feel when I was a kid to shove it in their face and be like, look at who I am. Like, how do you change that?
For me, and like, I don't know, I think it's so personal to how, like what rewards people, like what some people thrive more on, like getting away from the thing they don't want versus pursuing the thing they want. So like, I think it really depends. But for me, at least, I think it's helpful, first of all, to like humanize that person. Like they were a 10-year-old boy who probably was at home with their older sibling telling them that their teeth were fucked up, or their older sibling that they idolized made fun of somebody and everybody like everyone laughed. And so that's how they're going to impress, is they're going to become like them. And so I was collateral damage, but I could have been anybody. Like I was a placeholder. So like, I think humanizing that other person is like, oh, it's actually not about me. Like I just happened to be there. It's still not fair. It's still like shitty, but it has nothing to do with me and my teeth, truly. And then also asking myself, because I think this is the most important question. Again, this is just for me. What do I think? Like, do I love my nose? I don't, that person's opinion, cool. But like, what do I think? And that has really helped me at least be like, okay, I get to be like the author of the ideas in my head. And maybe there's like some co-writers and some of them need to be fired and some of them I'll maybe keep around, but like I need to be the main author. Like I can't be giving away the author of my memoir role to like all these people who do not deserve it and like can't be responsible for it, kind of thing.
Exactly. Also, your nose is fucking beautiful.
Ugh. Thanks, Paige.
I feel so seen by you because I also got bullied for having a bigger nose too in elementary school. And I remember I was like, as soon as I turn 18 years old, I'm getting a nose job. And then my one friend was like, okay, but you're going to look like every other bitch in LA. And she was like, your nose is what makes you have like a unique face. And I was like, oh, shit, you're right. Like what we were born with, what we have is what makes us so unique. And it's just, I've learned to love it now. So I feel seen by you.
Yeah. I feel very seen by you. I mean, I you know what? No, what I want to say is like, it's bonkers to me that you feel that way, because when I remember like first seeing some of your videos, and one of my first thoughts was like, oh my God, this girl has like the most strikingly like symmetrical, perfect face.
Oh my God.
And to hear, and I guess too, like, I went on like quite a journey with my nose, because when I was like a toddler, I broke my nose and it like healed weird. And then when I was an adult, I was like, okay, I was having such breathing problems. And I was like, I'll just do a consultation, but like, I don't know, I'm afraid of surgery. And I went in and the surgeon was like, your left side is like 80% collapsed. Like you're getting no air. Like you really should get this surgery done. And I really didn't want to look like I didn't want to look so different. And I think I just didn't, it was like I stood out for one reason. I don't want to stand out for another reason, kind of thing. And then when I got the surgery done, afterwards, I didn't really look any different. And I was disappointed. Like my gut instinct was like, oh, I was disappointed that I didn't look different and I still looked like me. And I was like, ooh, we got to unpack some of this. And truly, it was other people on TikTok with noses that looked like mine being like, I fucking love this nose. Or like referencing Baby from Dirty Dancing and be like, I have a baby nose. And I'm like, oh my God, bitch, maybe I have a baby nose. Like maybe even if she was, I don't know if I would, like, I was so young that like, I don't know what my born with nose looks like, but like, this is my nose that came from my life, whether born or not, or all together. Like, who knows? Who knows? Oh my God.
Which is why representation is so needed.
So sweet. Yeah. Like, it's like, oh my God, great. She just made me feel hot for that. Or like,
I know.
Oh, it's the best. It's truly the best when you see other people. And it's unfortunate to me that it like takes seeing other people doing it to change how I feel. Like, I would like for me just to be able to change, but I'm okay to like, for now, we're getting some help from other people.
Yeah. If somebody guides your hand, you're still getting to bliss. Like you're still getting there.
Yeah. I feel like you do that for a lot of people. Like for people who don't know, which I would be surprised if people don't know your online presence, but we're going to say, so you started posting online, maybe like posting online more like intentionally and consistently, let's say, because I'm sure you existed online before this, during COVID. And one thing that like really just drew me into your online presence, not even presence, like just you online, is that you definitely document like the life of being an actor in a way that I do think other people do, of like, I got an audition today, or I'm going to a callback. And like, it's so fun. I think for people in the industry, it's so fun and educational. For people outside, it's like fun and like the voyeuristic, like the consensual voyeuristic way that like social media can be. But something that I feel like is so uniquely you and special is that you also share the actual acting part. Like, you share self-tapes and you share monologues. And I think there's like a really specific vulnerability in that, where you're like, hey, here's me trying to pursue the thing that I love and want to do. Here's me also doing it. Like, not what do you think, but it opens up the window for what do you think? For when I then share that I didn't get the role, it can open up people to be like, well, X, Y, Z, whatever. And I think that you open that up for a lot of people. And I'm just wondering, like, is it easy for you to be really open and transparent online? Do you find that there's certain things like you want to keep to yourself and you don't want to share as much? Like, how do you navigate taking care of yourself while sharing so much of yourself?
Oh, Amanda, another beautiful question.
Oh my God, Paige, like, come on. Why are you so sweet?
Gosh. Oh, wow. Incredible. Yeah, so I didn't want anything to do with social media because I had the mentality of everybody around me being like, being an actor is not being on social media. So I had that mentality for a very long time. I was like, if I want to be taken seriously, I can't be anywhere near posting on social media. And then my one friend was like, girl, you got to get like on TikTok. Like, it's like the way. And I was like, but I was in COVID and I wasn't auditioning, and I was like, okay, then how is the world going to see me if so I joined it, and I've evolved so much and I'm still evolving, and that's the beauty of being a human. But my vulnerability is one of my favorite things about myself. And I know that I put my heart and my soul out there to be judged, but thankfully I have a pretty beautiful community around me that nobody is really dragging me down too much. And if they are, I'm just like, okay, well, you're not meant to be in my vicinity, and that's okay. I keep my romantic side of my life off the internet a little bit. There's not really much to like say or like tell, but I like to keep that part a little bit more private. Just that's like my one thing that I can. But other than that, like every career thing I post, every high, every low, every in between, every tier, because for me, it's been so glamorized coming into it that it was a harsh reality for me, that if I had somebody to be like, this is actually what it means to be an actor. It doesn't mean this and this and this and this. It means like the highs and lows, the sadness, the tears, the rejection, the silence. It's all of that makes an actor. And then it's luck for the rest of it. So I really wanted to highlight that, and that's how I wanted my presence to be known. And it also comes with its challenges, just that in itself too. I'm still struggling with, to be taken seriously as an actor even though I have an online presence. I was on Reddit, and I know nobody should go on Reddit. And I was just like, what else? Does anybody care over there? So I checked, and there was just one thing, and they were like, could Paige Evans be Wonder Woman? And they're like, why would a TikToker be Wonder Woman? And I was like, okay, wait, no, I've been acting much long before I started social media. I just decided to document my journey publicly instead of privately. But all that aside, this community that I have built, and especially in Toronto, every time I see somebody in Toronto that is aware, it's the like the sweetest interactions that I could possibly imagine, because being an open vessel for somebody who's looking for an open vessel is so beautiful. And I also get so much inspiration from other creative people that are also trying to pursue this too. That's people that fuels me. So when I'm going into all of these rooms, and especially right now, sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but
oh my God, that's what this is for. A podcast is just a tangent, truly.
True.
I'm enjoying it. Please.
I feel the need to step up for Canada specifically, and I feel all of Canadian support coming into me when I'm just in the process of, I just finished my first 2 episodes of the show that I'm writing.
Ooh, and congratulations.
Thank you. I feel like I could do it, and I feel like this is something that Canada needs, and I feel the support of everybody around me being like, go do this for us, like we need this. So I feel that. So when I go into these rooms with all these execs and producers, I don't feel like the nerves are going to be around me, because I have something to fucking say, and I have something that Canada needs. And so I feel all of the support from the online community and my actor community and just the creative industry, like around me. I feel supported and seen because of this online presence. So it's a beautiful thing. A lot of people see it as a curse. I see it as a beautiful community, and that's how I'm deciding to look at it.
Oh yeah. I think you're helping so many people. Like I really do, like so many people who are aspiring to be actors, specifically aspiring to be actors, or people who are curious about the industry, or also people who are already in the industry. Like you posted a video where you showed this, like the lead up to the self-tape, and you were filming the self-tape, and afterwards, like you were feeling so good about it. You might have even had a callback, just like different videos of the process. And in the end, you showed yourself just a, like, not a disappointed look, but just like, oh, what are you going to do? And just the text of like, didn't book it. Like, nope, all this lead up, and then they didn't book it. And that's also the part that, I think people leave out. And I think the internet is full of a lot of like really curated highlight reels. And I get that. I mean, I'm guilty of that. Not even guilty, but like that's what I lean into also. And it's hard because part of that is also like, oh, casting directors and directors and people who can hire you are on there wanting to look you up. Like literally when you're on hold, they're like, we're going to do we're going to do a socials check. Like we're going to look and see. And I think maybe what's hard for me to at least realize is like, oh yeah, but if I go the route like you of showing the full version of myself, they're getting to see the full human, rather than the fear of, oh, they're going to see that like I haven't booked in 6 months, or I haven't, I think that's the fear around it, is that people will think, oh, well, you're not succeeding in the way that you think you are. Similar to you, I'm like, I should and will be other places, in my career. And I think the fear for me is like giving people a reason or something to point out that it's like my fault that I'm not where I want to be.
Yes. Yeah, I also think that as well. But nobody thinks that they're where they're supposed to be. Like even so casting directors.
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. That's so, I mean, truly, you're right. I think people might have like I have moments when I'm like, oh, cuddled up. I'm watching this new show right now on Netflix called Building the Band. I don't know if you're, I know you're more of a movie girl than TV girl. And I've already suggested a TV show to you. And I'm like, I'm pushing it with 2. But I really think you would like it because you love humans and you love like diagnosing not diagnosing it, but like observing them, creating stories for them. And this is like a bunch of musicians who want to be in a band, who almost like Love is Blind. They're like in their own little pods and they can't see each other and they just hear each other sing, and then they choose who they would want to be and they form their own bands, like putting the power back in the musicians. I don't know why I'm advertising for this show. It is not Canadian.
Beautiful.
I have nothing to do with it. But there are moments lately where I'm cuddled up with my partner, watching behind building the band, and I'm like, this is where I should be. But career-wise, I don't know, other than the moments that I'm on set actually doing the thing, or like on stage. I do a lot of improv and like performing improv with the troupe that I'm in, who are like these human beings that I absolutely adore. There are those moments where I'm like, oh, I'm exactly where like I should be. And that's amazing.
When you have your next show, can you please let me know and we can meet that way?
I would love to. Absolutely.
I would love to come.
Do you still do any comedy and improv? I know that you studied at Second City.
I did. Yes, I did one right whenever I graduated, because I found myself a little bit more reserved and shy going into auditions.
Oh, it's great for auditions. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really needed it to get out of my everybody's looking at me phase.
Yeah.
So I did improv at Second City, and it really did help me. It also helped me with my like personal life too, that I could just kind of come out of my shell a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's beautiful what improv can do. And just it shapes your mind just so differently. And I remember being up there and I'm like, what's the name of the rod that like that Aquaman holds, and it has like that thing, and I'm like,
yeah.
It's like a pitchfork, but I was like, it's a spork, and then I was like, and I was panicking that I called it a spork, but it matched it, but it shapes your. I think every actor should dive into improv at least once, just to see what your brain comes up with.
Yeah, it's such a. I stumbled into it because I was looking for acting classes, and theirs were more affordable. So I was like, this will be my acting career. I know. Yeah.
Can we just talk about this publicly? Yes. Why are acting classes so expensive? Why is it $700?
It truly is like my half of rent or an acting class. It's so, I have a really, and then there's also like there's like workshops and certain things that you get. So like I am so choosy now. I have learned that I have a real, like radar that goes off a little too soon for cults. Like I'm like, this is a cult. No, oh no, they're trying to brainwash me. And I think it's my own just like not trusting authority. But sometimes when I'm in the class, you can find really good instructors. And for anyone looking for classes, go audit them for free. Find the instructor, because even if it's at like the same institution, it's going to vary by instructor so much. And I think one thing that was really hard is it just felt so subjective, the craft in general. But being in the class, like everything felt subjective, but then also the pedestal that some of the instructors are put on, that like what they say goes objectively, that it was like, I just feel like I'm paying $700 to spend 8 weeks to try and make this one instructor happy. And I do that enough in my life for free. Like I don't need to pay for that. It is, I ended up going to an improv class because it was like half the cost of that.
Yeah. And
now, like over a decade later, I'm like, oh no, I absolutely love it. Like it's the best. But it is, it's so hard. Even now I'm just thinking about like how financially inaccessible this industry can be sometimes. Even like I was thinking when you cut your hair, which also like, holy crap, it suits you that length. Like so gorge. I had a little bit shorter. I had a bob for like years, and then it was COVID truly where it grew out, and I was like, fine. The thing that stops me from changing my hair is that headshots are expensive. That is the reason. It's not even paying for the haircut. It's paying the hundreds of dollars to get new headshots. And I get why we need them. I used to work in casting. It is very hard when you pick somebody to come in and then they come in and they look completely different. I get that. But like we really need to rework this system so that like it's so hard.
Hair and makeup.
Yeah.
And now every single photo that you get edited, you have to pay to get it edited.
Every photo.
And then plus on top of it, the headshots, like it's like $800, $900.
It's so expensive.
It's becoming too much. Like we really have to drop it down at some point because actors want to work. Why is it $700 for a 6-week class? That makes no sense to me. And every time I see it, I'm like, you guys are ridiculous. And my dream is to create a little theater in Toronto that
Mm.
every single working actor can come and like, and we can highlight and just in this little theater,
Oh.
and we can do like classes, and we can do youth classes. Like that's my dream for years. But
Mm-hmm.
I just hate that we have nowhere to go. Like we have a community here with nowhere to put it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's because everything is way too expensive in this industry, and it's, you know what? It's pissing me off.
Well, it's hard even, I mean, like for doing self-tapes, like I use my phone to record, and I know
Same.
some people also have camera. I'm like very grateful that I have an iPhone that the camera like works great. And you can find I was able to find like affordable like backdrop like all those things, and I use natural light most of the time, but I have like a light I can use. But I was able to find affordable things for me. But like somebody starting out, it is when also, let's be honest, when you're starting out and you're auditioning, like 12-year-old, you knew ahead more than any of us that that was going to be our job. You audition and you audition and you audition, and then finally you book, and then you get on set, and then maybe you find out you hate it. Maybe you like
Yeah.
auditioning and creating a character, but you don't like being on set. You have invested so much money into, and I mean, this is, you know what, this is universal. Like you can go to school forever to become a doctor, and then you get in there and you're like, I actually don't enjoy this. Like I
Yeah,
don't
but it
like this.
is so different. Set is so
Yeah.
different from our everyday
That's a
life.
great point. Right. In the training, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like, it is very strange that the thing I talk about this, like my partner's a physiotherapist, and I'm like,
Ooh.
imagine that like for your whole year, you're just interviewing with patients, being like, this is what I could do, and this is how I could help you, and this is my approach. And you just do that day after day, and you don't get paid for those. And then every so often, you might get to treat them. You might get to do some physiotherapy, some physical physiotherapy, which you are fully trained for like a
Yeah.
decade. And it's so wild that it's mostly preparing.
Mhm.
Like I'm constantly evaluating, like I don't want to have a toxic relationship with my career, because
Mhm.
I don't want to be like, you throw around like chasing the high, like you're chasing the high of being on set or of being chosen. Like I also really am conscious, like, am I doing this because I want validation and acceptance from other people, or am I doing this because I want to do this? And it's really
Yes.
hard to parse out sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I found myself only recently now, and I think it also dabbles with social media, that I want to be seen, and just feel
Mm.
like I'm not seen, and whenever I
Mm-hmm.
don't get instant validation, I feel like I'm a failure, which that
Mm.
makes no sense, but that's just, it's the world that we're now in. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so quick with everything now,
Mm.
that whenever it's not instant, I'm like, I don't know how to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then it drives you to be, if everything is like instantaneous, then you're constantly doing tons and tons of things all the time. And I remember you had a video where you were like encouraging audience members like to rest. Like you can like choose rest. Like you don't always have to be doing a million things at once. But then also another one being like, it's so hard to remember that you are not your career. Like that's
Yeah.
not your identity. So
Mhm.
how do you, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Like, how do you go about putting your all into your career so that you know that you put everything into it and you can get where you want to be, to this ambitious place, and also leave space for not making it your everything and finding your self-worth in other
Mhm.
things?
Yeah, it took me very long, and I'm at a place right now where I've finally developed a comfort within those two worlds, and it wasn't until I started living. Like
Mm,
when I was so hyper fixated on my career, I was not living. I was not going on dates. I wasn't experiencing romance. I
mm,
was like so in on my career that I didn't know how to allow my hand to be held. Like I was,
mm,
so it really took me time to realize that when I live my life in the outside world and not so hyper fixated on the success of my career, when I allow myself to live, then I get experience, and I get
mm,
heartbreak, and I get feelings, and that all relays back to my acting at the end.
mm.
So the more times you go outside of your comfort zone and like not have your career be your entire thing,
Mhm.
the better your career will be. And it's hard to accept what I'm saying, because when you're in that, when you're just like, I have to be, because you do feel like that. Like once you allow yourself to slow, then you feel like other people are passing you in this career, but it's not that at all. They're just, like you said, they can guide you, they can hold your hand. I deal with comparison really badly, and I've learned now to, like, we're so different. Everybody is so different and everybody's in their own lane. But I've really struggled with allowing somebody to pass me, like in whatever race I feel like I'm running in this career. And that I found myself when I race, I get so burnt out. I become nonverbal. Like I really just hide, and that's the worst version of myself. So I have to rest when my body needs rest, and when the universe tells me, okay, you're just preparing. And I feel like that. So when I'm in my rest, I'm just preparing for whatever's next. And it'll always come like this. So I just have to, accept that right now I have to go into the bush and I have to escape into nature. And that's for me what benefits me. I have to be connected with nature. I have to be disconnected from my phone. I have to have my feet in sand and my top off in the wind. And that's just what I need.
I love that. No, and like you said earlier about like readiness, it's like when you go and recharge, then when those moments come, you are ready to bring yourself to the character, or ready to have that meeting with the director that you're really wanting to work with, and you can bring your full self even better to it because you have like rested and like respected your body and your soul. And it's really hard. It's hard to have the faith that if you just slow down and like build a bit of the foundation for yourself, that like, great, then the house will come quicker. But if you're like just trying to make all of it at the same time, it's all going to crumble all the time, and you're going to be trying to fix it all the time, and it's going to be a disaster. Yeah.
It's exhausting. Trust the universe's plans for you. That's in summary of that. They know what they're doing up there, and you just have to exist, and you just have to live, and you just have to put one foot in front of the other and do your daily tasks.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm curious, like when we're talking about like, frustrated about acting classes being too expensive, or like filming things, like productions here that are coming, but hiring American actors. Like, I know you've expressed online, well, first of all, being like, oh, come on, I want Canadian stories to hire Canadian actors. And then also feeling sort of a fear that like speaking out about these things, whether it be classes or whether it be, I think it's more about casting decisions and stuff, speaking out about those things, there's a fear that maybe like you'll be punished for it in a certain way. And I'm wondering, like, what are your fears around that? Or how do you navigate? Again, it's like taking care of yourself and also trying to go after this thing that really aligns with your values and you feel passionately about.
Yep. It is still really tricky to talk about my thoughts and my feelings like I would with my friends and with my loved ones and with my family, and do it publicly online when it's something that I feel called to do. Like I feel so strongly and so passionately about Canadian stories and about Canadian talent. And I'm sick and tired of seeing all of my friends and every storyteller that lives here keep getting, it feels like we're getting like shunned away. And I understand it. I'm never questioning casting's decisions, because it's always, it always works out in the end, and it's not that. I'm just questioning the Canadian market for film and TV. Why are we built to fail? Like, why can't we sustain entertainment on our own? Why doesn't the world crave Canadian stories? And it's just because I don't think we're there yet. Still, to this day, I still don't think that we have a foundation here in Canada to succeed. I think we're always looking to the people beside us instead of creating a name for ourselves. And I feel so strongly about this, and I want to be able to scream it from the rooftops that Canada has something to say. And it really does frustrate me that American productions come to Canada, they use our resources, They use our crews, they use our locations, and yet we're not hiring Canadian talent. Even in theater, I would love to go to theater, to go to Mervish, to go to anything and watch my friends on stage. I want to see working actors work, and there's not a system for that. We don't have that. We're always bringing people in to fill the holes when we have the talent, but it's just going unseen and underappreciated.
Mm.
So something has to shift, something has to, and that's why I want to use my voice in this to stand up for actors, because I do feel like actors are scared to use their voice because they're scared of being penalized.
Mm-hmm.
Penalize me. What's meant for me will find me, and I don't mind that. And if somebody gets upset with me pointing out a flaw in our system, then so be it. But I'm standing up for what I feel called to do in my heart, and I think that's one of the biggest moving factors in what I've visualized for my future, is because I'm thinking of the next generation of upcoming talent.
Mm.
I don't want them to feel the exact same thing I do in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It pisses me off still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anybody talk about this outside of it. So that's why I want to use my voice specifically on this topic. It's also very frustrating that we feel as Canadians that we have to move to become successful.
Yeah.
That we can't stay here with our loved ones because there's no industry here. And it's so heartbreaking because it's beautiful. And they also, they come to Canada and they film and they change it to look like America instead of accepting the fact that this is what it looks like. Like, let's just embrace it. You're coming here, like show it off then if you're going to come here. Yeah. So I feel it on my heart and I feel called to say something, but it is also spooky to talk about it because then you never know who's listening. And, but I just want to speak up for the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speak up for the people. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, to your earlier point about like what we're talking about, like, okay, well, maybe there's a moment where we rebuild foundation and it might feel slower, but then it goes faster. Like that is, I get that there's certain obstacles and there's like part of the obstacle is the system that is currently in place does not allow us to move differently. Like we need to change how we are running the system in order. And I do really feel, I mean, part of the show, like really, I feel in my heart that Canadians would love to watch content that is good and be like, and do you know that's Canadian? They would love to watch that. I think the obstacles are they don't know where it is. I don't think our marketing budgets are big enough and we don't intra promote. Like we don't, which just surprises me sometimes where I'm like, I'm watching a network and I'm like, why am I not seeing more and more commercials for the shows that you also have on this network? Or why am I listening to podcasts that your network owns that are not having on the stars of this new show? Like that I don't really understand.
I don't get the marketing of it. And when I'm walking downtown Toronto, why am I seeing a sign for something that's filmed in America that's an American? Like why are we not showing off Canadian stuff in Canada? That makes no sense to me. Which while we're here, I want to shout out, I have a bunch of friends that are on a Netflix show called Bet, and it's Canadian.
Okay, amazing.
It's on Netflix. It's so successful.
Love.
And it's Canadian, and nobody would know that it's Canadian, and it's so successful. So I want to push that one.
I love that. Please, please, please. Yes. And like, I really do think, I mean, that's part of this show. What I want to do is like, I believe that there are people listening who definitely want to be in the industry, working in the industry. I also think there are people listening who like just love to hear about this stuff and they're not working in this industry. And both of those groups of people would love to watch, I think, more Canadian content. And part of the obstacle is like everybody's busy. There are a lot of roadblocks in the way of knowing where to go. So like, let's help tell them where to go. That's great. Go watch Bet on Netflix. Like there are places, there are shows, and it's sad too that like you go on these streaming platforms and sometimes like you don't know if it's Canadian. And you don't necessarily, I don't know, it's tricky because ideally you just watch something and you're not like, because you know, people think like, oh, the thing that's made that's Canadian is not as good quality. That is the like myth. And also I do think sometimes it is not filmed or it is not like created in as good quality because it didn't have the budget, because it didn't have the belief system behind it and the funding, because nobody's watching Canadian content. So we're risk averse. So we're not going to give the money. So then it looks a little bit like less quality. So then people think it's crap and they go and watch American things. And
Yeah.
it's like, we got to just invest it to show. The thing is just the difference is just the money input. It is not the
Yeah.
talent. Like we
Yeah.
have the scripts, we have the directors, we have the crew, we have the actors. It just needs more money behind it to get it in front of people. And then
Yes.
that will show you that, look, oh, people will watch if you give them a good quality content and they know that they can go watch it. Like they know it
Yes.
exists. But it's a hard system to like rework. And I feel similarly to you in the aspect you're talking about like it's heartbreaking that people need to leave. Like I have friends or feel that they need to need to leave. Like I have friends who've moved to the States who right now they're like, yeah, I guess I have to pick between my acting career or like feeling safe as a human being. Like I don't want to live here right now. And I also don't want to stop this progress and like move back. And then what do I do? And it's understandable if we lived in a city that didn't have such a booming industry, but we do. Like
we do.
So why everything are we still
gets
moving?
Filmed here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because we're bringing outside sources in, but it's also a little bit on the consumer too, that there's no system for us to support Canadian stuff because we don't know what's happening. We don't know that which is I want to push to like CTV, like originals and like that, like push Canadian content as much as I can, because that's filmed in Canada and that gives them the algorithm to be like, no, Canadians want Canadian stuff. Like it is really, really frustrating to continue to see it go down the same route. If we're continuing to go down the same route, the outcome is going to be the exact same in 5-10 years. And we're just not setting up a sustainable industry for Canadian talent. And so that's why I want to talk about it, because I'm looking out for everybody else in the next few years, because it always goes to an American. We're auditioning to get that tax check to be like, yep, we audition Canadians, but it's so rare that like they actually choose us. And it's also like, were we just a check in a box to be like, yeah, we auditioned Canadians, but you already had somebody lined up for it. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. But then again, I'm like, we can be the change. So I'm
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And like people listening and watching can be the change. They can go watch Bet. They can go, they can go out and watch things. They can go out and watch Something You Said Last Night on CBC Gem. They can go watch that. Exactly. Yes. We can go out and we can support when you go to TIFF, like go watch the films that are made in Canada. They don't even have to be made in Ontario.
Looking at the TIFF thing today, and I was like, oh, I wish there was more like Canadian stuff.
I thought the same. I was going through and I was like, oh, okay, like, oh, she's an amazing Canadian director, like her going through. But I thought, oh, a lot of these are American. Like, let's push. And it's this cycle of like, I get it that they're advertising the movies that they think will bring in the biggest audiences to keep money coming. I get it. But it's like, yeah, but bet on us and it will work out, I know.
I wish there was like a little, like a segment in TIFF or something, or just like a few days that's like Canadian original stuff.
Yeah.
Because everybody in their mud.
Yes.
I need to be fed with Canadian stuff because I want to be inspired with people that are near me.
I also want 100%. I want to be inspired, and it helps me know like, oh, there is actually a possibility of like like building a career in this. But also, it especially right now with self-tapes and a lot of things being at home versus like for listeners and watchers, like before, I guess COVID really, it was a lot of in-person auditions where like you would see other actors in waiting rooms and now it is quite siloed. Like it can be very isolating. I want to also go see like, oh, maybe that's a director I could reach out to and work with because their vibe totally aligns with mine. I want to like see other people that I could collaborate with. And it's not helpful if it's people who are in another country who are not, like that's a part where like TIFF is so much, well, whenever I would go, it feels like this is the community coming together and celebrating all the TIFF parties and all of it. And it's like, I want to meet people who have similar visions to me that I'd want to work with. So, I would TIFF, please, like make a segment, even honestly, even if it was a listing online that like, hey, we're flagging that these are Canadian made, like these films. Oh, I would pop them into my schedule so quickly.
Me
like,
too.
100%.
Because even when I looked at it today, even when I saw the list is still great. Like the lineup is great. TIFF in itself is incredible. Highly recommend going to TIFF. It's the best time ever. I'm also biased because I went to TIFF and it was the best time ever.
You did. I didn't get to ask you about it. So fun. And you got a driver
so cool.
and like you got
my God.
like
I got
so
her name was Eileen.
Cool.
I still remember.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi, Eileen. I believe you're doing great.
That's
I got
incredible.
Hair, makeup,
and like
Doc
red carpet.
They sent me shoes randomly.
Wow.
They were just like, happy TIFF. And they gave me crazy blisters, but still.
But cute. Yeah, they have a really big like break-in period.
Yes.
Docs. Yes.
Not a patient one.
But cute. Yeah.
TIFF is incredible. So I was looking at the list today and I was like, great list. But my eyes flag to the ones made in Canada that pique my interest. So that could just be my bias of craving Canadian content. But I don't think that's just me. I think there is a market for people that are craving Canadian stuff and they want to see what else is filmed in here. So yes. I'm just saying there's a market for it. So let's
100%. 100%. Okay. I didn't even get to ask you about, I know I want to, you've been so generous with your time. I didn't even get to ask you about your amazing premiere at TIFF. I did just want to say something you said last night. I just want to say like, congratulations. That is a beautiful film. The chemistry of you four together and like the coloring of the film, the pacing of the film is so beautiful. Like so gorgeous. I watched it twice. Everybody go watch it on CBC Gem. It is so good. It's so beautiful.
It's like a painting could speak, honestly.
It true. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Marketing queen. That was a real, I was like, the pacing, the color, that's exactly a painting could speak. It's beautiful.
It's so refreshing. I still, even though it's myself, I still watch it and I enjoy it. And even when I'm making my own stuff, I reflect to that and be like, I want more stuff like that. I want a breath in the mix of the chaos. Like that's the content that I'm craving to see it. When I was filming it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I had no idea what it was going to look like or anything. Like I think because we filmed it so differently than anything that I've been ever trained to do. It was very much like a play, like long scenes. We rehearsed pretty much everything a week before we started recording. So it was just so different that and I didn't see it until it was at TIFF. So
that's wild.
I didn't see a single, I did ADR very quick in and out, like one day ADR. And then I was out. So the first time that I saw it was right after I walked the red carpet at TIFF. And then I sat down and I'm like, I have no idea.
Oh my God. Like talk vulnerable and like exciting, but also like your first time seeing yourself on the screen at TIFF. And it's like, I've never seen this. Plus you had to do press before and interviews like talking about the movie, being like, haven't seen it, but like, here is what I'm thinking.
Here's my experience of filming it. Like I don't know. And similar to what you said before, I thought like I was shit the entire time. I was like, I don't know. Even from the very first tape to when I wrapped, I'm like, I have no idea what
like the very first audition tape.
Yeah,
no.
Like, even when I watch it now, I'm like, that's the worst thing I think I've ever done. If it sees the light of day, I'm going to like sue. Like I
think that when there's like celebrity audition tapes, and I'm like, ooh, I hope they consented to this because like, I know, because most of the time I'm like, oh, this is great, but also, do they think it's great? I don't know. Are they okay with this being out there?
Yeah. It's so vulnerable. When sometimes when I post my self tapes, I'm like, do you think I'm okay? Like it's still, it's spooky. But but I think that will forever be like the highlight of my career because I felt seen. I felt appreciated. I felt supported during TIFF. Like I really did feel like everybody like it was so beautiful and I loved the whole experience. I love the press side. It just felt very right. So manifesting another one. I love TIFF.
1,000,000%. Oh yeah, manifesting all of that for you. I saw your 2025 manifesting board and I'm like, hell yeah. It's amazing. It's so good. 100%. Oh yeah. And the film is gorgeous. The way I can't believe that you thought you weren't doing well because the way that all four of you, like the whole fam, I guess I should say for people, it's a family unit. Well, 5 but you never see the brother. So 4,
Yes.
you see the 4. The way that all 4 of you like inhabited your characters, it truly, in the way that you're saying, like a painting come to life or just a play, like it really reads that way. It never felt like anyone was acting or anyone was putting anything on. It just felt like everyone was being. And for me, at least, that is the most captivating and engaging kind of movie to watch, because it's like, oh my God, these people are real. Like that is the thing that's intoxicating about watching good film, is like, oh,
I just
real.
watched Blue Valentine in its entirety for the first time.
Oh.
And I will forever be craving that. Like the realism of Blue Valentine.
Like wild. Do you know the pedophile joke that they tell in that movie? About like, sorry, this is such a quick turn. Just what a weird way to end. But the like a pedophile and a kid walk into a forest. Do you know that weird?
Yeah, when she's saying that
when she's saying it, I years ago went into an audition, and then after the audition, I don't know why, and they said, "Oh, so tell us a joke." And I had just watched Blue Valentine, and I couldn't think of any joke. Paige, I'm not kidding. And I just said, a man. Because of course I made the pedophile a man. I said a man and a child walk into the forest, and then the child. I don't even want to tell a joke because it's like horrible, but like basically I didn't even say he was a pedophile, and then I say the punchline, and it doesn't make sense unless you know he's a pedophile.
Did they not laugh?
Only the camera guy laughed, because he had seen afterwards. He's like, I saw that film, and everyone just looked at. I literally was like, they walk into a forest, and the kid goes, I'm scared, and then the guy goes, you're scared, I gotta walk out of here alone. And then no one laughed, and I went, oh, he's a pedophile. And then like I thought that would make it better. I couldn't think of any joke. So I don't know. Anyway, I had to bring that up to you because like that was a fail. And also whatever, listen, that job was not meant for me, and
exactly
I knew it down to my core by telling that joke. And also, here's a tip for an actor. Also, I mean, casting, please don't ask us to tell you a joke unless we can prepare it. But everyone learn one joke that you feel cool telling to coworkers.
Yes,
that's helpful to have. I guess
know when it's gonna.
You never know when they're gonna pull it out ever.
Yeah, ever.
Paige, this has been so incredible. And the last thing I want to ask you did already plug a Canadian project, so you can totally say bet again. But I just wanted to ask you, who is a Canadian artist or a piece of Canadian media that you are loving right now, or that you'd like to tell everybody to go love?
Yes. Can I say my own show?
Hell fucking yeah, you can, and as you should.
Okay. Revival is a whole bunch of Canadians all up in there.
And it's fucking amazing. I wore a collar for Carla, and I wore my stripes for Sienna, because that shirt you're wearing asleep in the car.
Oh
Love.
my God.
So hell yeah, Revival is so good. We didn't even get to talk about it. You're so good in it. Yeah, sorry. I'm interrupting your plug.
Much.
Go watch Revival. Sorry.
Yes, please go watch Revival. Please, I really want to continue working on it because everybody is so beautiful and so welcoming, and I learned so much just being like a sponge on that set. And this is the first character also that I've been fortunate enough to have her brain lead and not like a part of her body. And I want to continue to discover her brain. So please go watch it. Go watch it a second time, third time. We really want to get picked up for a season 2. So Revival on Crave and Peacock in America, and it comes out on Sci-Fi on Thursdays and the next day on Crave and Peacock. So please go watch it. I'm in episode 9, and it's a big one for Carla. So
ooh, big one for Carla. We love a big one for Carla. And like just a really quick like what but also tell me if you're like, no, you do this later. Can you say what the show's about? Like just really, really, really briefly so people know, get their little intrigue. Yeah.
So one day, all of a sudden, that people who have died in a specific time period, they come alive. And there's a murder trial going on, so everyone's dead or alive is a murder suspect.
Oh my God. And I'm telling you, like, this isn't a show where it's like, oh, just watch the first couple episodes and you'll get into it. First scene, I was like, oh, I'm fucking in. It's so like good. And I'm going to give no spoilers because I'm not one of those people, but like, oh my God. Whoa. Yeah, and you're so good in it. It's so good. You're so good. Thank you. Love Dr. Carla.
In every single scene, my heart was going a mile a minute. So I was so nervous that watching it back now, I'm just like, oh, I remember I my heart was going like this.
Yeah, you can't even enjoy it as an audience member because you're like, I remember this part. Oh, it's so good. From someone who's completely removed from it and didn't even know you. Like then when I was watching it, so good. Congratulations.
Thank you,
it's
Amanda.
so good. Go watch Bet, everybody. Go watch Something You Said Last Night. Go watch Revival. You can watch all three of these things. Yes, absolutely.
Very much so.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Paige.
much for your time and energy and like your research on me. I really like that's so you made me feel so welcomed and seen, and that's so beautiful. So thank you so much for your time and your energy. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Well, thank you for doing that for people like day in and day out online for so many.
Of course.
We on behalf of everybody.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Quit it. Thank
Quit
you.
it.
Quit it.